Hi everyone, welcome to this workshop on Python programming for data science. I already have my codes all written here. So here we now get into the Python basics. One of the important thing that I have noted, many people come up saying that, hey, we know Python programming. Recently, one girl called up, spoke to me saying that I want some customized training on Python. I know Python very well. So I said, okay, what's the difference between a list and a dictionary? She was not able to answer. The reason is many of us, when we get into Python programming, the first thing that we do is pandas.read CSV. We take a structured CSV file, comma separated value file, a data file, and directly go to pandas and run pandas.read CSV. It creates a data frame, something which is a table like structure which we are very familiar with, and we forget the basic foundation concepts. So I'm going to start from basics, even if it means certain repetition in your knowledge, it's okay. Data types and data structures. Now data types are of three main data types are numbers, string, booleans, and the fourth main data type is date. However, date is internally stored in computer programming as numbers. So there are four main data types which we most frequently come across: numbers, strings, booleans are true false, date. For now we'll cover numbers, string and boolean. So I'm first touching quickly the numbers. And numbers, as you know, are further broken down as integer, float are decimals, complex numbers. So here a equal to 1, b equal to 2.0, c equal to 1j. J is a complex number, square root of -1. And in vectors, I, j, k are used to represent the directions of the three axes. So that way. So here the function type is a function which will tell you the variable is of what type. So when I say a equal to 1, a is of what type? If I want to know, I can use a function type a. If I want to know b variable is of what type, I can say type b. Likewise type c. And I'm putting all of this in print function. Reason is, if I just write type a, type b, type c, let me comment this. Hash is used for commenting. I'll give you a shortcut for commenting. For example, I want to comment this entire thing. Shortcut is control / control /, and the shortcut to uncomment is again control /. So here for now, let me comment the last line, control /. If I run the code like this, I'm using control enter to execute. Focus will remain at the same thing, same cell. It shows only complex because only the last execution is printed. If you want multiple things to be displayed, in that case you will have to type everything in print, because in Jupyter Notebook only the last outcome of the cell is displayed unless you put it in print. So either you have to have like this print, or you have to have like this. Now let me have both of them. At the same time, you have to ensure your code does not have any space like this. Not a single space will be allowed. not a single space, because in Python, space is used for saying, it is used to define a block. So if you have a if else condition, then you have to indent the code. So those we'll see later. But for now, simple thing. Oh, what happened? Print. Oh, bracket closure. Mistake here. There was not proper bracket closure. Okay. Kindly type this basic one. It's too basic. It's okay. Type is a function to know the data type of the variable. We'll start slow. Gradually we'll pick up steam. Don't worry. Let's move forward. String. There are three ways to define string. You can use single quote. You can use double quote, which I'm sure all of you programmers know that string is always enclosed in single quote or double quote. What may be very specific to Python is if you have a string which goes in multiple lines, in that case, you have to enclose your string in 3 double quotes or 3 single quotes. Either of them is okay. So here I've got double quotes. I'm now typing single quotes, 3 single quotes. Either of them is okay. So if you have a string which is a multi-line string, it has to be enclosed in double quote or triple single quotes. So for practice, what I'll do is simple. You have this one. So, and just for practice, you just type line 1, line 2, line 2 and line 3, just to simplify. The quote here is from Bill Gates. I choose a lazy person to do a hard job because a lazy person will find an easy way to do it. And I'm giving you an easy way to do it. Rather than typing the entire syntax, just type line 1, line 2, line 3, so that you recollect that if you have a multiple line string, in that case you have to enclose it between 3 double quotes or you have to enclose it between 3 single quotes. Okay. I'll just wait 30 seconds for those who are practicing. I'm sure this is very fast, quick. You would have been able to quickly practice it. There are certain string manipulations. I'm going to skip them. These are available in our videos. For now, I'll skip them. Booleans. True, false are the two booleans, you know. So if you want to say some value is true, you will have to type T capital, then RUE. Python is case, sorry, Python is case sensitive. This true, you cannot type true like this. It has to be like this only. Similarly, you cannot have false like this. It has to be like this only. So true and false indicates the Boolean values. At the same time, you have a function bool. So if I say bool 1, you will get the value true. Any programming language, you know, 0 stands for false. So if I say bool 0, it will say false. I'm sure all of you as a programmer know 1 stands for true, 0 stands for false in programming language. However, I'm not sure how many of you know that any value other than 0 is true. So if I say bool of 2, it is true. And if I say bool of -1, it is also true. Any numeric value other than 0 is actually true. Only 0 is used to indicate false. However, we typically use the convention 1 and 0, 1 for true, 0 for false. Okay, so far all these things are basic. Now I'm getting into a very important concept, and that concept is about objects. This concept is very important, and with this concept, those who might have come from programming Python background might have felt, okay, all these things is going on so far basic. Best of the Python programmers typically don't know this concept. Let us try to understand that. A equal to 10. A equal to 10. ID is a function which gives you the memory location. The location in our computer RAM where this variable AA is stored. So if I run this syntax now, I get a value something. So this is some memory location in my laptop where this variable AA having a value 10 is stored. Now we create another variable BB, and I'm again assigning the value 10. If I run the ID AA and ID BB, what do you expect the ID of AA and BB should be? Should ID of AA and BB be same, or will it be different? Those who come from programming background first make a judgment before running the code, and then we will see the output which is shown here. I'll just now run it. Shift enter. The memory location of AA and memory location of BB both have come to be same. Both are showing up same. So this is a very important concept in Python. Kindly type execute the syntax, and then I will take 2 minutes to explain what is happening in the background. Let us try to understand this object concept. I'll have to have a drawing tool pen. Let's just create a visual. This is, say, this rectangular box is, say, your RAM, laptop, desktop RAM. When you say AA equal to 10, you are creating AA as a variable. 10 is the value. You are assigning AA the value 10. So AA is pointing to the value 10. When you are now running another syntax BB equal to 10, in Python, everything is an object. Even the value 10 is actually stored as an object of type integer. So 10 is an object of type integer. When you run the code BB equal to 10, Python first scans its global memory to see is there any object of type integer having value 10. If it is, rather than creating a new object, Python points it to the same object. As such, the memory pointer of AA and BB has turned out to be same. And this concept is very important to understand, because when you're going to work in Python, there is another concept that is going to come up, which is called mutable and immutable objects. Let me erase it. There's another concept which is called as mutable and immutable objects, which I'm going to cover in the next session. Here it is list, which we are going to see in our upcoming session, where we are going to get into data structures. At that time, I'll explain what are mutable and immutable objects. But for now, why is it very important to understand this concept of object? Let me highlight it. Quite often, when you will work in, quite often when you are going to work in your Python environment and you will be working with large data sets, what may happen is you will have a data set df1. It is some data frame. You want to process df1 data frame 1. You want to do some more processing, but before you do further processing, you may feel that let me have a copy of it, so that if I write some more processing on df1 and it goes wrong, I'll have a safe copy. So you will create something like this: df1.bkp, df1 underscore bkp backup equal to df1. You are creating a copy, and then you will start making df1 and some transformation you will apply. All of a sudden you realize code has gone wrong. On df1 something has gone wrong. You will say, okay, no worries. Why? Because I got a backup of df1. So what you will do safely, you will say df1 is equal to df1 underscore bkp. Unfortunately, this is not going to help you. Why? Because when you say df1 underscore backup equal to df1, there are two objects, df1 underscore backup. Both of the objects are pointing to the same memory location. Now, whether you make the transformation using df1 or whether you make the transformation using df1 underscore bkp, it is changing the same object. As a result, df1 gets corrupted, df1 underscore bkp also gets corrupted. This concept is a mutable object concept. I'll explain it more detail when we get into list and tuple, that is data structures, in our upcoming session. However, this concept of object, it is very important to understand. This is where Python differs from other programming language, and this concept is very essential to understand, which we will cover in our tomorrow's session, where we have these concepts on data structures, where we have list, dictionary, tuple, sets, and mutable, immutable objects. Any questions for things that we learned so far? If there are no questions, then in the meantime, I have to get into an important thing to be mentioned. You have to visit the website elearning.k2analytics.co.in. Let me send that on the chat box. This is the link. Okay. On this link, you will have this register, login, register, either of that place, register. Click register if you have not registered. Kindly register yourself. Once you register, after register, log in. And once you have logged in, you will see resources. I'm going to give the privilege. I'm going to definitely give the privilege. You will have a resources section where you will have, now here there is something self-paced online Python machine learning. So you will have something like this showing up, self-paced online Python. And in that self-paced online Python, you will have these kind of Python videos which are coming here. Installation, data structures, modules, all of that. Those will be visible to you. So that as I teach, there are certain things, because it's a workshop, I'll not be able to take all the content in 1 hour. So as I said, I just skipped certain step, some string manipulation, right? Those things are all covered in detail in those videos. We conclude today's session here. Thank you.